If you're anything like me, then I imagine your newsfeed is being bombarded by messages with why you should vote yes for gay marriage.
That's why we thought it's important to present a balance of arguments. Here's a bunch of reasons why you should vote no. Marriage is clearly defined within Australian law as between a man and a woman, and it's important that we preserve this definition rather than, say, preserving, like, I don't know, Great Barrier Reef.
You can't just redefine a word. It'd be not very nice, would it? It'd be quite silly if people had to go and relearn the new definition of some word that they've been using for ages. That'd be awful.
Vote no because who knows what's going to happen. Like, you could make a choice and it's kind of like the butterfly effect. It could set off a chain reaction of events that could lead to anything. For example, I could drop this pen and then...
You have to vote no because first you allow gay marriage and then next people want to marry cats and dogs and go polygamous and polyamorous, and then society's very foundations crumble. You know, just because that hasn't happened in Argentina, Belgium, Brazil, Canada, Colombia, Denmark, Finland, France, Iceland, Ireland, Luxembourg, Mexico, the Netherlands, New Zealand, South Africa, Spain, Sweden, the UK, USA or Uruguay, doesn't mean it won't happen here.
As a right-wing conservative, you should vote no, because that's the default opinion of a right-wing conservative. And having these default opinions saves us the time and effort of thinking about a given issue on its own merit.
This whole political correctness thing's gone far enough. Everyone telling you can't say this, you can't do that. We've got to fight back by saying no. You can't get married. You can't do that.
If gay marriage becomes legal, businesses who deny their service to gay couples might be discriminated against for their discriminatory policies. In fact, prejudice against bigots could increase all around the country. Imagine a dystopian future in which bigots are so discriminated against, they're not even allowed to marry other bigots for fear of raising bigot children. Wouldn't that be unfair?
Because children need a mum and a dad. It doesn't matter what the mum's like, what the dad's like, how much they hate each other, how much they resent the children, how much meth they smoke.
Yeah, what's really important is that one has a penis and one has a vagina.
Vote no, because the fair go's got to go. And give way to the fair no. In fairness, it's not a hard no, it's a fair no. You had a go, good on ya, but no.
It's one thing for lesbians to have sex in a porno that I'm jacking off to. It's another thing for them to do so within the sanctity of marriage. Quite frankly, it's immoral.
If the gay people can get married, then what's the point of being straight? You may as well just be gay.
Vote no because the Bible clearly states that homosexuality is unnatural.
Yeah, you know the Bible, the one with the flat earth and the talking donkey,
Talking bush,
talking snake,
resurrection,
walking on water,
evil periods,
sea parting,
woman turning into a pillar of salt,
giant people eating fish,
marrying your rapist,
families populating entire cities through 2 generations of incest.
walls falling to the power of trumpets,
Dude gets a haircut and he's no longer the strongest man in the world.
stopping the sun to win a war,
Rib woman.
throwing babies at walls,
Where a dude put 2 of every animal on a boat to escape a giant flood when everyone else on Earth died.
where plants grow before sunlight,
Where the Tower of Babel was built so high it nearly touched heaven and God just flicked everyone off the top and scattered them around the world, and that's why we have people who speak different languages.
an angel of death killing every firstborn baby in Egypt.
Says that homosexuality is unnatural, so yeah. So there you have it. All the reasons why you should vote no in the plebiscite.
Because hearing a balance of arguments is way more important than whether or not any of those arguments make sense.
Totally.